Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm here at the Dallas Library to tell you about a special day tomorrow. It's voter registration day. So if you'd like to, we are going to have registration here at the library. I encourage everybody to register to vote. We have applications here, or you can go on the computer to sign up too. Remember that if you've moved to a new county, you also have to sign up again in your new county. So today I'm going to read a fun story, and then I'm going to have some interesting facts about voting that you might not know, and then show you a few books that you can come and get at the library to learn more about voting. So the story I'm going to read to you today is Monster Needs Your Vote. So let's see if he finds out anything about voting in elections. Monster needs to cast his vote to pick the president.
I want to be a part of this incredible event,
I said to Monster. Don't be mad. I know it may sound mean, but you are not allowed to vote. You have to be 18.
Then I will run for president, Monster said to me. I'll give a voice to young and old from 2 to 93.
Monster, what's your platform? Why should people vote for you?
Summer should be longer and a fix is overdue.
He grabbed a soapbox, went to town, and he talked about the seasons. How summer should be twice as long, and he listed several reasons. Sunflowers, chocolate, strawberries, cookies, and ice cream. Sound like good reasons for me. Monster's oratory skills were filled with monster flair, but no one stopped to listen, and all the people left the square. Monster, maybe summer isn't what the voters need. Perhaps a change of issues if you're going to succeed.
Dessert for dinner, Monster said, is where my passion lies.
So Monster ran on eating sweets, which seemed a bit unwise.
A chocolate cake on every plate and a pie in every pot.
Monster spoke at town hall, but his words were all for naught. I said to Monster, I don't think they're interested in treats. You'll need a different issue to get voters in these seats.
I'm confused with politics and what it's all about.
No one seems to like me, so I guess I'll just drop out. Monster looked discouraged, and he was ready to resign. But he became inspired when he saw a closing sign right on the public library. The library is closing. That's a crime that can't take place. To fail in education is a national disgrace. We started with a grassroots movement going door to door with posters saying, reading turns your voice into a roar. Protecting schools and learning tools was Monster's major mission, and in debates from state to state, he crushed the opposition. The voters loved his message, and his campaign came alive. That is, until they realized that he was not 35. Monster, you're not old enough to be president. The law's the law. We have to stop. There's no argument. It's not about me winning, but the message I convey. A fight for education I hope never goes away. Monster was persistent, and his message kept on growing. Even on election day, there were no signs of slowing. Monster made a difference, though he was too young to run, and Monster's roar in politics had only just begun. And there's the grand reopening. He got the library opened again. So even if you're not 18 and can't vote, there's a lot of things that you can do to go out and support the presidential candidates that you like and things. So here's some interesting facts about voting. Voting is really important for every citizen, and it's not something that everybody always had available to them. It took almost 200 years for some people to get the vote. Back in 1788, the only people that could vote, according to the states, were white men that owned land. And that left out 94%, or 94 out of every 100 people couldn't even vote. Later on, They added in 1870, with the 15th Amendment, they said that you couldn't be denied the vote because of race or color. But a lot of things did keep people from voting. 1920, women got the right to vote. Then it wasn't until 1965 that the Voting Rights Act protected people's right to vote, African Americans. And then not until 1975, almost 200 years after the Constitution was written, Hispanic people, Native Americans, and Asians also were included in the Voters' Right Act. This is really interesting, and it shows that you really do need to know who you're voting for. Back in 1938, Boston Curtis won a local election in Milton, Washington, and Boston Curtis was a mule. The mayor had put him on the ballot as a prank, and no one else was on that ballot. People didn't question it, and so 50 people elected a mule for the position. Let's see. So I'm going to show you, we have a bunch of books here at the library. You can call and request them. This one here is One Vote, Two Votes, I Vote, You Vote. It's in rhyme, just like all of the Dr. Seuss books. It's a really good one. Another one here called I Voted. And then we've got some nonfiction ones. Does Voting Matter? And it tells about why or why not. What are elections? Here's another one that tells all about voting. So we've got lots of books here. You can just call us up and give us and ask us for one of those on hold. Also, if you come in tomorrow, we can give you a voter registration button or a sticker. So just ask for those when you're here. So another bit of trivia. You may think that the first woman running for president would be pretty recent, but in fact, it was in 1872 Victoria Woodhull ran for president with the Equal Rights Party. Her vice president was Frederick Douglass, and obviously she didn't get elected, but she was the first person that ran for president, and that was 48 years before women actually got the national right to vote. I didn't know that before. So another thing too that I did not know is that from state to state the voting laws can vary. So in North Dakota, that is the only state that you don't have to register. Every other state you have to register and go in and give your name and your address and things like that, but in North Dakota you don't. And then Maine and Vermont are the only states where a felon can vote from prison. Other felons in other states can't vote at all. And last but not least, an inventor named Jacob Myers had made the first lever voting machine. I thought it was interesting. He did not invent the very first one. He improved upon someone else's plans. It was first used in New York in 1892. Others did improve on it, and it was used more after in other years. And it did go national. So in these, you would pull down a lever for each person that you wanted, and it would record your votes. And then you could see there's a stick right here. When you close that curtain, it would, or when you opened it back up, it would wipe out all of those votes that you did and clear it for the next person. And it would also keep track of how many votes there were, so you didn't have to count them afterwards. I think that's pretty handy. Although these days, with the number of people voting, I don't know if that would work. And Jacob Myers made this because he thought it would prevent rascaldom. So I don't know what rascaldom is, but I guess he didn't want it. Well, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you at the library. Make sure and get out there and register to vote. Have a great day. Bye.